I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Alan Stein. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Yes, it is a beautiful night. I have wonderful days, so it's the end of a great day, and I look forward to getting some sleep and having a beautiful day tomorrow.
Oh, that's good. A man after his own plan. I love it. Love it. So tell me, what part of the world are you in, Alan?
I live right outside of Washington, D.C., so I'm in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Oh, that's wonderful. And which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
Which of my talents?
Yeah, I love this question.
Boy.
It's definitely some talent that you had that brought us to this point, right?
Well, this is an audio call, so I don't know that you're aware of how handsome I am, so it's probably not my good looks. Possibly my sense of humor based on your laugh, but maybe I guess my ability to lead and inspire others, I'm hoping.
Yeah, definitely. I think you hit the nail on the head. So who did you learn the skill from?
Boy, I've been surrounded by a tremendous group of people ever since I was little. Certainly started with my parents. Both of my parents were elementary educators and really poured into me every step of the way and showed me how important it is to believe in others and to empower others. And then I've been in sports my entire life, so I could rattle off a really long list of coaches that have done the same.
That's wonderful. So you are a leadership performance coach. Please do tell us a bit more of what you do, please.
Well, I believe in some way, shape, or form, we're all performers in any walk of life, whether you're a teacher or a coach, a business owner, or even as a parent. We're all expected to perform at some type of task or with some type of skill. So I believe, even though I spent most of my career as a basketball performance coach helping players improve their athleticism, I'm now a performance coach of a slightly different mold, which is to help folks improve their ability to lead. And I believe that starts with becoming the best version of ourselves, that when you can really push yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and for many people spiritually, and work on becoming the best person that you're capable of, you're better apt to lead others and to inspire and impact others.
Now, you found an amazing medium to communicate this, which is your podcast as well, right?
Yes, I love podcast as a medium. As I'm sure you've experienced, I think it's a very intimate medium because you feel like the person you're listening to is talking directly to you, and especially if you're on a commute or doing a workout and you've got your earbuds in. As I said, it's a really intimate experience, and it's really neat because not that I believe in multitasking, but you're capable of listening to a podcast while you do something else, such as folding laundry or mowing the lawn or even driving in a car. Whereas video, for the most part, it's hard to do two things at once without keeping your eyes on the video.
Yeah, it's really a fascinating opportunity. We need to brand it as something. It's definitely not multitasking. It's more, it's something there, some word that we need to come up with. But it really helps expand your processes, if you would, because you're able to think aloud, if you would, while listening.
Yep.
And do something. It's really I think it helps you grow, most definitely.
Absolutely, and it's how I like to start and end each day. I use an app for guided meditation called Headspace, and that's how I bookends my day as well, just to try and improve my mindfulness, but then usually listen to a podcast as well. Again, it just puts me in the right frame of mind. I believe that time block right when you first wake up and that time block right before you go to sleep are so important for setting your intention and setting your purpose and calming the mind, and is a great time to consume something educational or inspirational. So for me, I devour podcasts on the regular. So if I can start my day with a quick 10-minute meditation followed by a podcast, and I might not listen to the entire episode, might only be 10 to 15 minutes, it's going to be a start to a fantastic day, and then like to end my day in a similar fashion.
Now, we both know that on this journey in life, you need to be intentional to be able to do this, right? Which takes some effort. It does take some effort to be the person that is intentional. Why will you continue to repeat the skill despite the effort, in spite of the effort?
I believe one of the oldest recipes to success is you do more of what works, you do less of what doesn't. And I know that sounds like common sense, but as you can probably appreciate, common sense is not always common practice. Having experienced the difference between living a life with intention and living a life without, I get much better results in everything that I do when I'm intentional with my time, with my thoughts, with my focus, with my effort. And, I would say that I've been much more intentional the last couple of years than I have for the first couple of decades that I was on the planet. And I'm happier, more fulfilled, and I'd like to believe more successful than I've ever been. So it's quote unquote working. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Love it. Now direct us to where we can go to get more of what you do, Alan.
My website and my social media handles are all the same. They're Alan Stein Jr., ALANSTEINJR. So that's alansteinjr.com and at Alan Stein Jr. on all major social handles. And I really embrace social media. One, it's a terrific platform to learn from. So if you follow the thought leaders in your industry or people that really fill your bucket emotionally or educationally, it's a great way to learn. I found it's also a wonderful way to share. I'm a big believer in paying things forward, and I've always felt that a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. So anytime I learn something new, I want to share that with my following so that they can reap the same benefits. And then for reasons like this podcast, it's a tremendous way to engage and to meet new people. And we'll open up doors and avenues that, we really didn't have 15, 20 years ago. I mean, I'm able to have chats and conversations with people all over the world that I more than likely would have never met if it wasn't for a platform like social media. So for me, those are the three primary reasons why I really love being involved on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter.
Love it. Well, Alan, please do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Oh, consistently over the last 3 years. Well, I can do you one better. One thing I've done consistently for almost 20 straight years is make my bed every single morning when I wake up. Wow. And I know that's gotten a lot of press as of late because of the, I believe it was a Navy general who gave a commencement talk a couple years ago about the importance of making your bed. And he even wrote a book about it. And I was so pleased that he did that because it reaffirmed something that I've been doing for a long time. And it was neat because his reasons for doing it were the same reasons that I've been doing it for so long. And that's to start your day with a very simple act of discipline. I believe that discipline is the key to being both happy and successful. So if you can start your day with a small act of discipline, you're already off to a head start. You're already well on your way to winning the day. And I'm an extremely competitive person, not necessarily competing against others, but competing with myself. And for me, it gives me great confidence to know that the very first thing I do is an act of discipline. And it's become such an ingrained habit that sometimes I don't even remember making my bed. I'll wake up so early to catch a flight and don't even remember making it. And I'll get home a couple days later and you better believe my bed is made. So that's how strong of a habit it is now.
Wow. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel great. Again, I believe we need to program ourselves to have different systems and processes in place to improve our performance and to give us better chances to be happy and successful. And that's just a small one. And it's neat because I've mentioned the bookends. Tonight when I go to bed, I'm going to go to my bed and I'm going to see that my bed was made. And it just reminds me that's how I started my day. And it kind of gives me some good closure when I'm going to bed. And then is the first task that I accomplish every single day.
Amazing audience, we are live right now with Alan Stein Jr. Do check him out again, Alan Stein, Stein Jr. He is the podcast host of Pure Sweat Basketball. Let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Oh, I love it.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
Wow. Earliest childhood memory would be going camping with my family. It's funny. My parents have always been big into the outdoors. They love gardening. They love camping. And I didn't really get that gene. Now that I'm older, I'd much rather stay in the Four Seasons or stay in a nice beachfront condo there in the Caribbean. But I remember going camping when I was very young and sitting around a fire and making s'mores and telling stories. And that's probably my earliest memory. And then most of the memories that would follow from an early standpoint all revolved around sport and how much I enjoyed playing basketball and soccer and volleyball and being around other kids and just having a good time.
Wow. How old do you think you were in this earliest memory?
I'm guessing 3 or 4 from camping, and then I started playing sports pretty regularly around 4 or 5.
So why do you think this memory in particular is so clear?
It reminds me of love. It just reminds me of my family, which is extremely important to me, and that we did something as a family, which was go to a secluded area and camp out. And I have a younger brother who was really young at the time because he's 3.5 years younger than me, so he was just a baby. But I just remember it being very peaceful and just an enjoyable time. And back in the day, prior to smartphones and digital cameras, you had Polaroid cameras, and folks would take film to get developed. So we have tons of pictures from that time as well. So I used to thumb through my photo albums with my parents, and I think that probably helped cement those memories in my mind.
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yes, please.
I love the idea of the connection of the preparation that is necessary for memories just like the ones you had. When you speak about going camping, hey, there's a heap of preparation that needs to go into such an event, right? And I'm glad that your experience of that has now rolled over into so many other aspects of your life where preparation is, if you would, the key ingredient to success.
Wow. Brilliantly said, my friend. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh boy, 12 years old. I was definitely getting on the hip hop scene when I was 12. And I remember this is the day, and I'm 41 years old. So that was the day of cassette tapes. And I remember being fascinated by the gangster rap and NWA, and those groups were just starting. And it was so taboo that, for me to get my hands on a cassette tape of NWA when they first came out, I didn't know half of what they were talking about, but I just knew that it was new and it was raw and it was full of emotion, and I gravitated towards it immediately. And I'm still an avid hip hop fan 3 decades later.
Wow. Well, tell me one song. Do you remember one song that pops up?
Of course, if it was NWA, I don't think I'm allowed to say the title of it, but I remember straight out of Compton, definitely. Again, I mean, I grew up in a middle class neighborhood, primarily a white neighborhood. I mean, I've been born with plenty of privileges and advantages, and I'm well aware of that. But there was something about their raw emotion and their ability to tell stories over hard beats and to rhyme. I just remember being fascinated by it. And even though I couldn't really understand the background and lives that they led and where they were coming from and where that pain was coming from, but I just remember being so drawn into their emotion and knew that was going to be a revolutionary type of music.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Alan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Divorced, so no.
Do you have children?
Yes, 3.
Do you believe in God?
I do not.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes, probably right around there.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
After 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is Yours, Your Own Unique Real Self. And as you dig deeper, you uncover your own unique real statement, your mission. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Alan Stein, what would you say that is?
To leave the world better than I found it.
Love it. Alan, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I very much appreciate their time and attention. I don't take that for granted, and I truly appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to share.
Amazing. Alan Stein, hey, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.